why I wear suits every single day. Yes, you heard me correctly. Monday to Sunday. I've been doing this now for coming up to 8 years. People always find it strange. Ali, even on the weekends, even on a Saturday, even on a Sunday, what's going on? Where are you headed to? A wedding? A funeral? No. Heading to get some coffee. I was introduced to the world of menswear and tailoring when I was 19. I worked for a company called Charles Tyrwhitt. And the training week that I had impacted me. And it made me fall in love with wearing suits, with formal menswear. I walked into that training week wearing my dad's suit. I didn't have a suit of my own back then. And it was just so baggy on me. I remember the trainer was saying, Ali, why are you wearing a parachute? Because when I was standing outside in the wind, it was just flapping like crazy. But that week transformed me. It really did. And yeah, I had a nice discount back then. So I definitely took advantage of it. And I bought a few suits and some shirts and ties. I still have some of those ties. I think I've got about 50 of them. Some nice silk ties. And great shirts, by the way. I'm not sponsored by this company, but they should. They should reach out to me. I worked for them at one point in my life. But ever since leaving that job, I've taken it upon myself to present myself in the best possible way. Dressing well is an act of self-respect. Absolutely is. And it changes the way that you feel. Makes you feel better. There's no guy in the world that if you offered him a nicely tailored suit would not feel better after putting it on. You give a man a good haircut and a nice suit, transforms him completely. Now, there are guys that would tell me, but Ali, suits are uncomfortable, whatever. It depends on the suit that you purchase and the price point. Of course, if you're buying a $80 suit or a $100 suit, it's not going to feel as nice as a suit that costs $500, $1,000, or even the custom-made suits from Savile Row that cost $5,000 or $10,000. I mean, they fit so nicely. It's made for your body. So, look, I'll tell you this. When you put a nice suit on and a good fragrance, and look, fragrances are a completely different conversation. I'll make a separate video for that. You feel invincible. And people notice. Absolutely. They certainly do. The compliments will start arriving. Man, you look great. Especially from older folks. That's what really warmed my heart, was the compliments that I was getting from older folks in their 80s and 90s. I remember this old lady once told me, Ali, well, she didn't say Ali because she didn't know me, but she said, hey, young man, you look incredibly well put together. And I just loved seeing her smile. I loved seeing her appreciate a younger man taking himself seriously, because she probably, in her mind, thinks, man, why aren't the younger generation dressing well anymore? Now you go outside, you see younger guys wearing tracksuits every day. Every day. I know the argument is, well, it's comfortable. Yeah, at what cost? At what cost? You can be comfortable and still dress well. Now, look, the 7 days a week thing, fine. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to. I know it's a bit extreme for a lot of you guys. But occasionally, putting on a nice blazer, some nice trousers. It doesn't have to be a full suit. It could be a cream blazer, navy trousers. I mean, look today. This is a nice cream suit that I've got. Linen, so it's really light, breathable. Right, I've got a red shirt underneath. I like getting the collars out over the lapels. I think it looks nice. This is a lapel, by the way. Now, I like my lapels wide. Some people like a thinner lapel, so something that is narrower like that. I prefer it wide because it accentuates the chest, makes the chest look larger. Looks like a piece of armor on you. And I prefer my blazers double-breasted, meaning they cross over. Double-breasted blazers usually have 4 buttons or 6 buttons. This one that I'm wearing has 6 buttons. And yes, when you sit down, you unbutton it, because otherwise it adds pressure against the buttons. And sure enough, at some point, the buttons might fall off, right? I'm getting too deep into the how-tos now. But I like wearing suits because of the way they make me feel. And you can have fun with it. This is something that guys need to remember. You can wear a cream suit, an olive green suit, a burgundy suit. Have fun with it. It doesn't have to be a black suit. It doesn't have to be. And another misconception as well is that you have to have a lot of money to dress well. Absolutely not. You certainly do not. I said it on a live stream yesterday. A golden nugget for you guys who are maybe not doing well financially right now, but you still want to take care of yourself. eBay. People buy new clothes all the time, maybe just for one event, and then maybe they lost the receipt, they can't return it to the store, so they'll list it on eBay. And eBay has a money-back guarantee, so if whatever the clothing arrives ripped or whatever, eBay will take care of that and refund you, right? But, you know, you can find a good suit on there for £100, 150, that would have cost 400 brand new. Just a suggestion, because excuses are just excuses. Vintage stores as well. Sometimes you find a nice Ralph Lauren blazer or a nice Ralph Lauren suit, or like a Hugo Boss suit or whatever that fits well. Look, there's 3 Fs. This is something that I learned many, many years ago. Fit, fabric, and function. How does it fit on you? What is the fabric? Because people live in different places around the world. Someone who lives in Aberdeen isn't going to be looking for a linen suit all year round because it's a lot colder. So he might opt for a tweed suit, which is thicker, which keeps that person warmer. But if you live in Miami, Florida, you might opt for a linen suit because it's a lot lighter and more breathable. I mean, I'm wearing a linen suit today and I live in England. So it's not a set in stone rule, because I usually like to wear a nice overcoat on top as well. But this is just something to mention, right? Fit, fabric, and function. Function refers to the occasion. So for example, a tuxedo I wouldn't wear day to day because it's reserved for formal events and dinners. But other than that, I mean, who sets the rules when it comes to what color suit you wear? And that's up to you. Now, there are do's and don'ts when it comes to colors, of course. You know, I wouldn't have a burgundy pair of trousers with, you know, a yellow blazer, for example. I mean, that would look weird. But stick to the sort of the neutrals, the navies, the browns, the creams, even black. People are afraid of wearing black because they think it's like something you wear for an interview or a funeral. No, you can have fun with wearing black every day if you want to. But start off with the navies and the blacks in terms of colors, and then brown, okay? Shirts, white, blue, or navy shirts as well. Sky blue, pink if you want. Have fun with that as well. Plain colored shirts are more versatile than stripy shirts, but even nice striped shirts or Prince of Wales check shirts, they look good as well. But going back to what I was saying, I'm deviating here. Suits make me feel good, and also people treat you differently when you take yourself seriously. You know, I'll give you an example. If you were in a courtroom waiting for your lawyer to arrive and he arrives in a tracksuit and a hoodie, you're going to think, oh God, I'm losing this case. But if he shows up in a crisp, well-tailored suit and he smells good, he's got a nice fresh haircut, well, at least you can have some confidence in him that he takes himself seriously and his job seriously because of how he presents himself. Now, look, his skills as a lawyer, that's a different conversation, right? But you get the point here. He shows up ready to defend you, looking the part. Harvey Specter style. when you dress well and you go for an interview, you have a higher chance of being taken seriously. If you show up to an interview, I mean, look, most people are smart enough to wear a suit for an interview. But if you don't, well, then you're putting yourself at a massive disadvantage. And if you do show up in a suit that's extremely baggy and maybe ripped, they're also going to judge you on that as well. They will. And don't give me that, well, it's unfair that they'll judge you. That's human nature. People don't see your personality. They see what you're wearing, how you take yourself seriously in terms of the clothing. Right? And people do make a judgment. That's just the way the world works. If I walk past someone and that person's trousers are ripped and everything, I'm going to make a judgment. Not that he's a horrible human being, but especially in a setting that's formal. If he's wearing ripped trousers in a formal setting, I'll be like, yeah, this guy's unprofessional. It's just the way it is. So when you dress well, people take you more seriously. When you go to an airport, let's say it's a 1-hour flight. Before anyone gets all upset with me, but Andy, if it's a 17-hour flight, how do you expect... Calm down. If it's a 1-hour flight or 2-hour flight, you can wear a nice linen suit like I'm wearing right now, show up to the airport smelling good. The airport staff will treat you nicer. It's just the way it is. Don't be upset about it. It's just the way it is. You may also be upgraded because you dress the part, and they may look at you and think, yeah, let's get this guy to first class. You have a higher chance than if you were wearing a hoodie and you stunk of weed, right? And look, that's a different conversation, how you smell. If you smell of weed, it's disgusting, man. I'm just going to keep it real. But if you have a nice fragrance on and that trail follows you, oh, people are going to be like, damn, who is this guy? Not only does he look the part, he smells the part. Right, so people take you more seriously. Right, come on, it's a timeless look, gentlemen. Wearing a suit every day, timeless. It's one bit of clothing that people won't criticize you for wearing. Well, I say they won't criticize you for wearing. I mean, it's well received most of the time. There will be people that say, why are you too dressed up? Or, you look like you're wearing a costume. People like that are just jealous, bro. I'm just going to keep it real. Nobody looked at James Bond and said, oh, James Bond's overdressed. And I know he's a fictional character, but you get the message here. Guys gravitate to shows like the Peaky Blinders or, James Bond, the movies, right? Because of how these guys were dressing the part. They took themselves seriously. Jason Statham, in the Transporter, always wearing a suit. The suit symbolizes, in my opinion, true masculinity in terms of clothing, right? Just looks good. Someone once said that a suit for women is like what lingerie is for men. I mean, men gravitate towards women that wear nice lingerie and think it's sexy, right? And women love a dude in a suit, especially when it's well-tailored, fit, fabric, function, okay, all of those Fs. Looks clean, the guy smells good. I'm going to make a whole nother video about grooming as well, your nails cut, all right, having a good haircut that complements your facial structure, fragrance, all of those things. But just give it a go, man. Look, you don't want to do this 7 days a week? Fine. That's cool. Not everyone will. But occasionally on a Saturday or a Sunday, put on a suit. Take your missus out, go somewhere nice. Not only will she feel better about you dressing well, she's going to find you more attractive. I've seen it so many times. On a Saturday night, a guy's out with his girl. He looks like shit. He looks like he couldn't be asked. And she looks wonderful. She smells great when they walk past. I'm like, oh, she smells really nice. But her man isn't dressing the part. He's not dressing the part, right? And that always makes me feel like, man, she's probably bothered about that as well. Like, come on, put more effort in, look nicer for me, And he's just wandering out, shit haircut, stinks, baggy clothes. Now, look, there's a conversation about other styles of clothing. Occasionally, when I'm not wearing a suit, I'm wearing a nice leather jacket, some good jeans, maybe a white shirt underneath. So I like leather jackets, absolutely. Right, and you can still look good in other styles of clothing, but I'm making this video about suits and why I love wearing suits every day. Okay? So I just encourage you to give it a go. Give it a go. Put on a suit next weekend. If you don't have one, think about getting one. Trust me, it's an investment that you won't regret. Buy a good suit. And believe me, you'll enjoy wearing it. And you'll enjoy the compliments that you receive from wearing it. And then, maybe, like me, you'll become addicted to suits. All right? Give it a go. Be open-minded. On that note, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like. Comment down below. Let me know what you think. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. See you in the next video.